Should we go to the phone lines? 03717223344. We're talking about the World Cup. Gianni Infantino has come out and said World Cup should maybe be every 3 years, possibly 2. Arsene Wenger says, I say keep it at 4. So does Benty. What do you say? Let's say hello and good afternoon to Adam. Is first up. Hello, Ad.
Evening, gents. How is it going? You all right?
Oh, we are good. Very well, thank you. How are you today?
I'm not too bad, thank you very much. Just heading home.
Okay, where from? What do you do for a living, Ad?
I'm a self-employed electrician.
All right, Sparky.
Yes, I'm a Sparky.
All right, okay. How's your day been? All right, busy?
Yeah, good. Ticking along.
All right, not shocking. You're okay?
No, that was terrible.
Okay, I know they don't get better. I promise you. Right, go on then. We're talking about the World Cup every 2, 3, or 4. What's your view?
The question I've got for the FIFA committee, the footballing system isn't broken. So why do you need to change it?
Well, they're always making little changes, right? Always.
And I'm not against change. I'm genuinely not against change. But when you start, like our whole life, probably Benty's whole life, all of you guys' whole life, all you've known is Euros every 4 years, World Cup every 4 years. You know, it keeps it spicy. You enjoy it. They're not thinking about the players. No, but you know
the reason, Adam. The reason is merely or only financial. For financial gain. They make so much money. They're probably thinking we could make more money more often.
I mean, that's always what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It just shows you once again, they have no regard to the players. Benty, you was an ex-pro. How would you have felt? Like, you don't really get a summer off, realistically. You know, you're always going to be training. If it's not with your club, it's going to be with your country. You know. And we sit there and we question why our big players are always getting injured. Why is this person always, they're not fully fit? If we're packing the football schedule, we're not really. And secondly, why are we going to get rid of AFCON and the Euros? I'm a Moroccan. I enjoy the AFCON.
Yeah, I said that. That's the big thing, is that you can't just get rid of something. But, I mean, he said there about packing up the football schedule, which I get, but there's a major tournament every 2 years anyway. So
that's a very good point.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not like you're adding more football. You remove
same amount of football, but just you're changing the tournaments.
Yeah, but World Cup every 4 years. But I get it. You said there.
Did you get bored of it?
I don't know if you get bored of it.
Would you be as excited?
Yeah, because you get excited every year about Champions League football.
Yeah, it's a very good.
Champions League every year, like buzzing. So no, I don't think you get bored of it, but you get it. I mean, they're saying there world record revenues of 6.2 billion. That's what they're looking at.
Oh my God,
that is what they're looking at.
We have the Champions League every year.
Yeah,
right, and we love it. It's a really good point you make. What about World Cup every year?
No way. Yeah, but listen, we still love it, but it takes the shine off it because
I don't know. Now I'm thinking World Cup every year, man. Imagine, because you're 100% right. I've not thought of it. I've never got bored with the Champions League.
Never.
And it's every year.
Every year.
And it's the greatest players. And it's the greatest players.
But that's because we're used to seeing it. The World Cup is the pinnacle, so it should be every 4 years.
Imagine the World Cup every year.
Imagine the Olympics every year.
I might be changing my views now.
Imagine the Olympics every year.
Yeah, but I'm not as much a fan of athletics.
No, but you think about the greats that have come every 4 years. That's what makes them so unique. If you can win a 100-metre sprint in 2012, then 16, then 20. It's incredible.
Yeah, but imagine seeing Usain Bolt. I mean, you could argue, right, that over how many Olympics he done it for 300 bounce?
Yeah.
Right. So
but what's more impressive, doing it every year for 6 years?
No, but
doing it for?
What I'm saying is, would you rather have we missed out on 9 years of Usain Bolt?
No, because you got the
missed
worlds.
out on 9 years.
You got the worlds as well.
I know, but I quite like the idea. Like you said, I've not thought of it like that. Champions League, I never get bored of. It's still an amazing level of football.
I think with the Olympics, being an athletic son like myself, is that I think there's something really special and unique about seeing superstar athletes like Usain Bolt every 4 years, because to be able to keep your body and be on top of your game for what? 8 years, 12 years? That is ridiculous to be that good for that long.
Louis up next. Hello, Louis.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Yeah, never bad, thank you.
Good. That's nice to hear. What would you like to say?
Well, my point's just there's so many things wrong with FIFA, and the one thing that they change is the best bit about it. And also, it gets rid of the whole kind of prestige, I think, moving it.
Yep, agreed.
You're looking like Ronaldo. He scored in 5 different World Cups.
Mm-hmm.
That number's quite small, but then when you consider they're every 4 years, you're like, wow, that's amazing. And I think that's the whole point of it. Again, Argentina have only won it 3 times. You now have one every year or every 2 years. They could win it 6 times, and it takes that it tarnishes it a little bit. It gets rid of that complete and utter prestige that it carries. And that's basically my point.
Do you know, I agree with him, because that's what I was trying to make the point. He made it better than I did, about Usain Bolt.
Maybe he's free tomorrow, 4 till 7.
Usain Bolt every 4 years. The prestige is that you've seen him for four
We get
years.
Champions League every year.
Yeah, but that's different. But you're used to seeing that competition. The World Cup is the pinnacle. It should be every 4 years.
I'm starting to think now. Now, only because you said Champions League's every year, and I love the Champions League.
That's the format.
And I never go, Champions League's back. Ever. And you get down to the last 8, you go, I love this competition.
No, I'm every 4 years. Every 6 years.
What, every summer, the World Cup?
No.
That'd be amazing.
It takes the shine off it.
No, it doesn't.
All of a sudden, it means less to go and play in the World Cup. That's every year.
I don't think
right
it
every
does.
4 years.
Does it mean less to play in the Champions League every year?
But that's a club competition.
Yeah.
So it has to be every year.
Competition.
Yeah. And also, where are you fitting the World Cup in every year when you got the Champions League final?
After the Champions League final.
Straight away. Bosh.
Wherever you'd fit it in when there's a Champions League final
not
before a World Cup.
That's the worst idea I've ever heard.
David. No, there'll be worse today. David's up next. Hi, Dave.
Hello, Mr. Goldstein. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you today?
I would just like to say to you, Happy G Day.
Happy G Day to you as well.
Anyway,
sorry, David. There'll be a lot of sorry, David. There'll be a lot of people that have no idea what you're talking about. Just quickly, you are referring to something that happened on the Sports Bar about 15 years ago when
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
someone from Australia wrote in. I read out an email, and at the end of it, he said Happy G Day, but what it actually meant was Happy Good Day. And I said I read Happy G Day, and it became a thing on the Sports Bar. Happy G Day to you, Dave.
Right. Well, now my take on it is this: I think it should be once every 5 or 10 years, so that it's
10 years.
Every 10 years, Dave.
No, but so it's the absolute pinnacle of your career. It's the one thing that you work up to.
So if you're 19, the next one's when you're nearly 30.
Yeah, well, look at it differently, right? Athletes, when they get banned for doping, used to be 2 years, right? So that makes no difference. And I don't agree with Mr. Wenger on this. Do you think Alex Ferguson would be touting every 2 years? No.
10 years is nuts,
10 years
Dave.
is way too long.
I told you there'd be worse ideas.
Think about someone. No, listen, your idea of every year's.
Hold on, what's worse? Every 10 or every 1?
Every one.
No, it's not.
But the only thing I'm thinking is, think about some of the great players you'd miss. You have to be consistent for 10 years.
Imagine, like you're 23, you're coming through.
Flying.
Right? You get a little ankle injury, takes you out for 3 weeks, done.
Not so much that. You could be coming through at 20 and you've got to wait 9 years. You have 7 years that are unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the last bit you just falter. Missed the World Cup.
Imagine that.
No,
Imagine what it would be like to not be included in a World Cup squad when you're flying.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry about that.
They swore then.
Did you? Did you really?
Yeah. Don't bring it up on national
That's
radio.
how much I get under your skin. Sorry, Bentley. I love you.
About 10 years I had a chance.
I won't mention it ever again. Next up, we'll be speaking to Theo Walcott on Drive on talkSPORT.